Hey, this is Big Pump Scott's Diner.
Hey, this is Joe Gatto.
This is Eric Young.
This is Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and you are listening to Shootin' Poop.
Shootin' Poop.
The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Episode 92. It's always great when we have to start episodes over. So if you're hearing this, that's probably what happened. Some shit.
And for
went
once,
down.
it wasn't. Hey, and for once, it wasn't my fault.
Oh yeah, we just
My bad.
did a whole fucking show for 15 minutes. It didn't record because of you, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't know Grumpy Smurf was in a bad mood today.
It's all fun and games till y'all piss off Steve Jobs. Now we're 2 minutes in the hole.
Got his black hoodie on, his fucking furrowed brow.
Dude, it's fucking cold here today, man.
I just thought he was getting into character, dude. I didn't know he was really having a bad day. Fuck me.
Because you had a bad day.
You had a bad day.
I'm just kidding, bro. I love you. It'll be all right, man. Hit the pin. Hit the pin.
Hit the pin. Hit the
Hit
startup
it twice
music.
for me, big dog. Hit it twice for me.
Every little thing's gonna be all right.
Oh Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the Motor City, the home of the most important champions in Impact Wrestling right now, I'm the hot one. This is Shootin Shit. Gentlemen.
That's insane right now that Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley are your two top champions in Impact Wrestling, and I think it's great.
Oh, it's
What's
beautiful.
even more saying is they just give the biggest contract they ever gave to somebody that can't really work.
Oh, fuck off. Moose deserved the longest contract. Moose
Deserved the longest contract in Impact history.
He's got the biggest development out of anybody they have in Impact right now. You can't deny that.
Hey, Jovan, your bias is showing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
not saying
look at
he's
him,
the
dude.
greatest thing. I'm not saying he's the greatest thing they have. Okay. I'm saying he's the furthest developed thing that they've had from where he started at being just a kind of big dude that was a little soft around the mid area to a guy who got cut up, who was putting on some of the greatest performances with Kenny Omega during that whole belt collector thing, who put on, when he held the title and lost it to Alexander, put on some of the best shows that they had as a top dude. When they were building him with the right way, the guy was greatness. And then to do what he was doing with Joe Hendry.
I'm sorry, dude. I can't understand you with his dick in your mouth. What'd you say?
You know, yeah.
Little.
You got a little something on you.
Like right there.
You know what? Anyways.
I think you could actually buy his
I'm
ring.
waiting for him to pop up in the back of that hotel room, dude.
It should be like
right over your shoulder, bud.
Time to make it squeal like a pig.
Fuckers.
Oh, he's gonna squeal all right.
Anyway, I think it's a good idea, man. I don't want to see him in WWE. He belongs in Impact. But
dude, he would be Titus O'Neil 2.0 in WWE.
Oh Jesus Christ, yeah, dude. I think he can go. I think he can go into AEW and do something there, but only like, dude. I just like he needs something. Like, there's just something that's not connecting for me. He's got the look. He's obviously got the work ethic. There's just something there in that character. Like, he just hasn't quite found it.
We need Apollo Crews
He
to
wants
come
to be
Impact.
Booker T. He wants to be Booker T, but he's kind of Stevie Ray.
Oh, sorry. That's the Hall of Famer Stevie Ray, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's one
he's
thing
only a
yet
Hall of
that's
Famer. Hey, the 1, 2, 3 kid's a Hall of Famer too, buddy, because he was in two different clips.
So Stevie Ray does one thing better than Booker T, and that's commentary.
Oh God, Booker.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Oh man, I would rather listen to Stevie Ray do commentary than Booker T.
You know what?
Yeah, that's just bias talking right there.
Yeah, that's bias. Like my moves.
That's a little bias. You just don't like Booker T, dude. You're not a big Booker T fan as far as
I
like
like Booker T. Like I love Booker T. I just don't like him as a commentator.
You just want him to shut up and wrestle? Is that what you want?
No, I just don't want him to do commentary.
Tell me you didn't just say that.
Racist.
He can do the. Wow. I wasn't even going there.
How are you gonna claim that the white meat baby face of the damn team?
You were driving, dude. I was just in the passenger seat watching the scenery go by. I was just commenting.
Yeah, well, next time we're all
like
in the
Patrick lives like right over there.
It's right over there. My legs hurt. She's gonna take that exit.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you can do with that kickstart too. By the way.
Oh, I already drank that, dude.
He already got one. He had to get it himself, or he was going to wait 3 hours.
Reason why I'm awake to do this shit.
How about this, guys? Before we get deep into the show, let's do a little blast from the past. So apparently 1 year ago, today exactly, DDJ wanted to let everybody know that breaking news, DDJ was not going to be recording inside of his home studio for the show while we did the first recap of Forbidden Door last year. But for the life of both of us, we can't remember where the hell he recorded. So it was big news that he wasn't going to be home, but he was still on the show. So
I don't remember it at all.
I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back.
Taven's closet.
Motherfucker.
Beating
Son
off
of a bitch.
cocoa butter nonstop.
Cabana's basement, his mom's basement.
Colt Cabana's mom's basement.
Oh.
Oh.
Sign this shit's over, bud.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He broke into pro wrestling tees and was making himself shirts. Fucking
Shit. Now that's the dream right there.
Woo!
Hey, speaking of pro wrestling tees, I came through for all you guys. I got you that FTR Chicago shirt, so
you're a minch.
My man.
Such a good guy.
I didn't even know you made it because of everything that was going on.
Yeah,
I was expecting to see like 15 posts about it, a picture with him and freaking Brody King.
Yeah.
Didn't see the picture yet.
Well, I didn't
Holding
stick
all the
around too long because one, the store itself is like I know Sean's probably the only one out of the four of us besides me that's been there. And were you there?
I was there once, just once.
Mm-hmm. But like the store itself is probably, I would say, maybe a quarter of what it used to be. So it's really, really tiny.
That's what she said.
Well, dude, I don't know. I'm convinced that the reason why they closed it to the public is because they were just tired of you hanging out there. It's just like fucking Dennis. We gotta close it up.
Who's this fucking hobo out here just like pissing in a fucking Gatorade bottle on the corner,
waiting for the next shirt to drop?
God damn it! You
Will
y'all
work
weren't
for
supposed to know about that.
Dude, you're like the fucking crackhead Chappelle meme. Like,
Yo,
I got more than Colt Cabana shirts.
Suck your dick, baby. I'll suck your dick.
Is Colt in there right now? I can smell it.
That's not true, dude. He did like set up tents and shit though on the sidewalk so he could be the first in line.
He was there a week early before they announced it.
Hey, dude, I give him shit, but I'm going to be honest with you. I love the fact that he was always at Pro Wrestling Tees because whenever I wanted something, all I had to be was like, "Hey, Dennis, you go to Pro Wrestling. I'll grab this for me." All right, dude, no problem.
You know what's a good question? Did they bring back the?
And I always came through for you.
Yes, you did, brother.
Did they bring back the boxes? Because I want one.
What boxes?
They actually did, but they only had them stocked up to 3X.
Ah, fucking bastard.
And the random boxes he was talking about is they used to sell in the store like you get a random box, it'd be like 3 mystery shirts,
like
like overstock.
just the shit that they couldn't sell.
Yeah. Well, dude,
Or
I got an
stuff they
Eddie
got
in one.
returned to it.
Yeah, that surprised me. Well, there was always like
You
one
got a
good
what?
one in there, then the other two would be like,
I got an Eddie, Colt Cabana, and a fucking Matt Taven.
Well, yeah, I mean a Colt
Cabana
one, that makes sense because nobody's buying that shit.
No one's buying the boom boom. Yeah. Gentlemen, who did the question of the week this week?
Joey
that would
K.
be the very svelte, very attractive man to your up above you. He looks
very slim.
Black is very slimming, and he looks well groomed today.
Someone's kissing a lot of ass. Here we go with this.
Well, I feel bad, man. I feel bad. I feel like I upset him, and me and.
Are you playing the video, Giovanna, or am I playing it?
A little cuddle puppet up there.
No,
I don't want him to be angry.
I'm gonna let him try to dig himself out of it first. I'm trying to let him.
The big spoon's always nice to the little spoon.
There it is.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time. Shootin Shit proudly presents the Stirrin Shit Facebook question of the week.
What was your question, Joey?
Some bullshit. Whatever. What did I write?
Some shit that he put off of
ChatGPT. Attitude Era. It was about the Attitude Era. DDJ's got it. You want him to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
Yeah, I got the question here. So this is from Joe. This is from Joey K. So he goes, but he used the wrong version. He goes YOU.
Yeah, come on, we're not.
You gotta read it.
Come on, don't tie us. Don't tie us.
Vocabulary, please, dude. Okay. Nobody likes that guy.
Okay,
go ahead.
So your question of the week comes from the premiere.
He's got to read it in my voice.
Your question of the week comes from the premiere wandering down a TikTok hole. What is your favorite moment from the Attitude Era?
That is the worst premiere impression I've ever heard.
It's not as bad as Jovan's Shaq. Not as bad as Jovan's Shaq impersonation.
First off, my Shaq impersonation is the best.
Stop.
It's the very best Shaq impersonation I've ever heard.
Impersonation.
It's too painful. It's too painful.
Fucking colonoscopy, dry. No fucking no regard for my fucking asshole. That's what your Shaq impression feels like. Fucking hey, man.
A dry colonoscopy.
That'd be a sleep.
Oh God! Just the sound of that,
man, that's just painful. I can't even sit.
I can't even sit comfortable after that. Anyways, who gave us some good answers, man? Fuck.
So our boy Jerry Hayne writes in DX invading WCW Monday Nitro.
He talks about how moment.
Never thought he'd see the day something like that happened and stuff. We had Alex Garcia wrote Kane's debut at the first ever Hell in a Cell match, which was another really good one.
That's gotta be Kane.
Gary Connell Jr. had an interesting one. He goes, when DX and the Radicals were attacking Foley, The Rock, and Too Cool, the lights went dark, and then you see a red suit wearing Paul Bearer, and then Kane came out, and they attacked DX and the Radicals. And Kane got a pretty good pop for that. And then Jonathan Phillips just wrote out a house show in 99 because it was the first time he ever went to a live event. And that was the main event was Triple H defending against Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then our boy Isaac Gresser over at Such Good Shoot wrote Foley versus Taker from Hell in a Cell at King of the Ring 98.
Dude, how great is it to be like, yeah, it's not a house show. It was Austin versus Triple H for the fucking title. Right. Just the main event of a house show. Like, no big
house
deal.
Show, yeah, man. But fuck, they were swinging for the fences back then, man.
Dude, like,
it changed everything.
They could put anybody in that fucking main event spot, and it's like nowadays you're like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome card for a a fucking Friday night house show or Saturday night house show, fucking wherever.
Two of the greatest of all time, man.
Yeah, like two of the greatest of all time. It's just like, yeah, it's great. It was just a house show, not televised, because house shows were fun in the Attitude Era too.
Because you could get they tried stuff, before it would go on TV, and you talk to the performers now. A lot of them like doing house shows more because they get to be more themselves,
Well, that and it's like there's so much more interaction because they're not on camera, especially in those days too. Nobody was really recording shit.
Yeah.
So
well, you weren't allowed to if you got caught with cameras there. They were throwing them out, man.
Social media didn't exist. None of that shit existed. So they could have that fun. That's why the curtain call was so fucking huge because somebody snuck a camera in. Yeah. If that camera wasn't snuck in, it wasn't going to be a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I know my question now for next time.
There you go.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, so guys, and we'll start with Joey K since he had came up with the question. Joey K, what was your favorite moment from the Attitude Era?
My favorite moment of the Attitude Era technically doesn't come from the Attitude Era of WWE. No, it's I'm serious, man. Like the Attitude Era doesn't exist unless you have ECW.
Mm-hmm.
And the late
that's fair, bro. That's a fair
no,
point.
I know that's very fair. That's I agree.
And the Attitude Era for me really was that starting with the feud of Taz and Sabu, that year fucking build up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and nothing was better than the night where they finally faced off and the lights went black right before they met in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
to me, dude. Like that's one of the sparking things of the Attitude Era and how WWE changed, or WWF at the time changed their approach to stuff. And you get that. Second would be I'm following with Isaac because Taker and Mick Foley, Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell was just like ridiculous. Nobody fucking saw that coming. Nobody knew how crazy that was going to be and how fucking, I'm talking about that match forever.
Yep.
Like, yeah, dude, it's Snuka in Madison Square Garden. I mean,
to a whole nother level.
Moments. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. To like a very extreme level. Yeah.
Because at least now we look at like Snuka in the Garden coming off the cage. Like, okay, there's been a lot of guys that have done that. And can do that and can do those types of, high risk moves. Was it amazing at the time? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But ain't no goddamn fucking way that anybody's ever going off the top of that fucking first original Hell in a Cell cage again. Or for fuck's sake, going through it that way.
Yeah.
That shit was.
No one's gone through it like that.
Yeah, I mean, Foley did something that nobody could ever, like, there's no up in that.
Almost fucking died.
That is if there's no table. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like an imminent death. You know what I'm saying? And then just the fact to have both those things happen in the same match, one planned, one didn't, and that was just the way it worked out. Like, how do you put plastic zip ties on a fucking chain link fence with two men over the 600 pounds walking around up there?
Yeah.
And think that that's going to hold. You know what I mean? Just to that extent. But I mean, it was like, I agree with you. That was like a big.
Well, this is also the company who dropped Owen Hart from the fucking rafters too.
Right.
So
very much so. Yeah.
And you talk about the zip ties and stuff. There's at one point, I think this was before he threw him off the cage, where Taker went to step on part of the cage, and you could even see like it broke, some of this. So you knew something could potentially happen, and unfortunately, it did. Just thank God, Mick is still around, to tell the stories.
You hear Mick tell the stories about that, and he says you could hear those things. Bing!
Yeah, and you can, like, if you go back and watch,
you can see him shooting off.
You can see him shooting off if you're looking for him, and you can hear him.
They did that. Too. What was that? Was it the Rivalries show?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They did a Rivalries episode with that Hell in a Cell, and they actually slowed it down, and you could see the fucking things shooting off as they're fucking stepping around on top of the cage. Like, that's terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that match was so significant. I was honestly surprised that when Taker did his Hall of Fame match, that Mick did not get mentioned at all.
Yeah, I'm really shocked at that too. And there's
but I guess if you're the Undertaker, man, you'd have to mention every guy that you had a great match with, and
but I mean that's iconic. I felt like it was
iconic, dude. Like, that'll be one of those things that my grandkids will grow up and be like, oh wow, that's cool.
You're gonna see that clip of Foley flying off the cage in every WWF intro video, like every iteration
for the rest of your life. Yeah,
from here until they're done.
It'll be as symbolic as Snuka standing up top and throwing up. It will be. It is. Yeah.
And
seeing
the
Mick
ironic
here
thing
we
about
go,
the
just fucking Three Stooging it off the side.
And then the ironic thing about the Snuka match was that was actually after the match had ended, and he had lost that match. That always gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I actually did not know that. I've never actually watched the match, to be honest with you.
I think that was a good one.
I think they have it on one of the greatest cage match DVD compilations that they put out, if I'm not mistaken. So
who's next?
Right, Jovan, what about you?
Oh man, Jovan, I'm next. I'm Goldberg. I'm next. Guys, I love the attitude.
You're Goldberg, our goalie, man.
That's right. That's what I try to do for you guys. Keep you on mind.
Hitting that meth in Detroit, bro. Just like Goldberg.
Hey, he's on the rebound. He's clean now, dude. That's
but he got them. He's got that fucking meth jaw thing where shit's he's gonna walk in the. He's gonna walk in the house one day.
His bottom jaw is just going.
Yeah, just walk in the house one day. He's taking the fucking TV remote apart and shit.
Anyways, I was a big fan of the Attitude Era. I'm a big Rock fan, so of course you would guess that my favorite moments were centered around the Rock, which is not true. I have two.
What?
I've got two.
Okay.
The debut back on Monday Night Raw, which is Raw's War. You had Dude Love telling Hunter Hearst Helmsley, that he was not crazy enough to fight him. You had Mankind.
Oh, Madison Square Garden, yes.
Come in, say that he wasn't going to fight him. And you had the debut of Cactus Jack. That's
a good one.
I love Cactus. Cactus went out there with the damn trash can and regulated quickly. For me, that's one.
That's a great one.
One of my all-time favorite wrestlers. Seeing Cactus got me to pop hard because it's Cactus. Another one.
I'm leaving Pop Hard alone. Just
I know, Pop Hard, nice. I actually just bought a Cactus Jack and Terry Funk 8x10 sign, dual sign. But
nice.
It should have said Chainsaw Charlie, but they're like, he signed it Terry Funk. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's still Terry.
You're
Funk.
lucky he knew who he was.
Yeah. But my other one, like I said, and it goes out there because it's a very sticky kind of thing, guys. It's not one of those that's going to be super serious. It's going to fall down in the halls of fucking infamy. But Mae Young in hand and Mark Henry, that whole fucking thing, I loved it. I loved all of that. I don't give a fuck. Give me all of that.
You're such a twat.
Yeah, for me, that was kind of like they kind of jumped the shark with that shit. I was just kind of.
I thought it was hilarious because before
I didn't think it was funny at all. I was kind of fucking stupid. But.
Mae Young was going through tables with fucking Bubba, and out of nowhere, she's got this big black dude.
That was cool, man.
Making love to her, and she's got a baby, and it was a hand, and it was a Caucasian hand, so it makes you think that she cheated on Big Sexual Chocolate. But anyways,
dude, no, fuck that. Mae Young giving Bubba shit about just put me through the fucking table.
I love Bully Ray talking that when he tells the story about it.
And he talks about that like he tried to do the right thing and she was like, no, asshole. This is how we're doing it. And he's like,
you're gonna put me through this table.
He was on some podcast and he was talking about she wanted him to do it off the top of a cage. Like she went to Vince and said next time, I just watched it the other day. It was him. It was a reel, and he was on this podcast recently, talking about Mae Young and how fucking cool and tough she was, and that at one point after he'd put her through the table, I think a second time, she went to Vince and she said, I want the kid to do it off the cage.
The little lady who's just trying
laughed
to
it off.
feel
Was like,
something.
all right, May, we'll give it some thought. But obviously it never happened. But yeah,
she was just trying to feel again.
Dude, that's a tough bitch, bro. She was.
Could see Mae Young fucking just smoking in the back. You know what we need to do next time, young guy.
I think she was the kind of chick, and I've read a bunch of stuff about her. Like, she was the kind of chick that, like, in the 50s, like, if she was in her own house, she was wearing pants, smoking cigars, and smacking her girlfriend on the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was that chick. You know what I mean? She was that chick. Oh, absolutely. And tough, legit tough.
Dude, she was tougher than most guys in the fucking Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
Oh. Okay, who's next? Who's next on the Attitude Era stuff?
Dude, for me, it really isn't like certain, like an exact moment. Like anytime, and this was early DX, I'm talking Triple H, China, Shawn.
No love for Xbox.
Anytime those three came out to the ring in the middle of the show, or to do like them sitting on the stage eating popcorn and fucking China holding up a sign that says I'd rather be in China, that kind of shit. Anything that those three did to me was like just the greatest shit ever. Like they were both just so fucking over it. And Shawn was like that was when he was still prime, in good shape, healthy, before he had the back injury. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, the drug use was out of control, but I mean, he was, like he was just like, fuck he didn't give a fuck about making money. He didn't give a fuck about merch sales. He just didn't give a fuck. And that's why I love Shawn so much.
Unless it was Sonny.
That was such a short run though, too.
It was, man. Well, I mean, when they finally took the gloves off.
Yeah, you flame out pretty fast.
It was literally months. But I think for me,
Shawn got the back injury at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And that's what fucking derailed everything. That's where all the pills got crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
the pills thing was the drugs thing was an issue for him before.
Right.
That.
But it went off the deep end.
It went off the charts after the back surgery. Yeah, absolutely. Because then he had a reason to be taking them. So he was like,
so where does Sonny come in with that, providing back shots with pills?
Shit, I don't even want to get into that. But the one thing that I do remember, like, that really, like,
why do we give Sonny a pass? I need to make that a damn question. Why do we give Sonny a pass? Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. We always let Shawn and Sonny go. Sonny's always, but anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's always, like, everybody has their moment for, like, well, this is, for me, this is when it was, I realized, okay, this is the Attitude Era. This is when it started or whatever. Like, Austin's glass breaking, that was the soundtrack. The fucking holy shit, that was the soundtrack to the Attitude Era, in my opinion. But, like, the one moment where I felt like, oh my God, like, this is really fucking, now we're definitely in this shit, and all that other shit before this is over, was the night that Badass Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg just took a shit on the Road Warriors.
Oh man, yep.
I remember watching that, and dude, like, for me, the greatest tag team of all time ever, hands down, was the Road Warriors, because they did everything.
Yep.
If you're a tag team in professional wrestling and you're not striving to be what the Road Warriors were, which was a main event pay, main event booked. I mean, the Road Warriors were booked like Ric Flair was booked. The Road Warriors were booked like Hulk Hogan was booked. Like, you fed people to the Road Warriors, and they just decimated, destroyed everybody. And still at that time, even at that point in history, when you heard, oh, what a rush, like, you got the Legion of Doom pop, the Road Warrior pop. And that night, dude, they, like, just fucking destroyed those guys. And for me, as a fan growing up and watching the Road Warriors, and, like, them being, like, the first group or the first pro wrestlers where I was, like, legit scared of them. And I swore to God, you just knew one night you were going to watch him throw a clothesline on Saturday night and somebody's head was going to come off, because they were just so big and so fucking dominant and so tough. And to see those guys fucking relegated to the fucking dumpster, literally the dumpster.
Yeah.
For me, that was like, fuck. Like any pretense of this is just a phase and they're going to go back to, what it was before was gone at that point. Like when they had no more respect for the legacy and the history of Hawk and Animal, that they put badass Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg over so heavily over one of the most dominant teams in the history of pro wrestling. That was all fucking Attitude Era shit right there for me.
Yeah.
Dennis Day, pink shirt.
So for me, the one I always think of, and I always go back to this, is when Foley won the title on Monday Night Raw. Basically, the night that was it like 60 or however many hundreds of thousands switched their TVs when Tony Schiavone spoiled Foley's title win and saying that'll put butts in the seats. And it wasn't just because of that. It was just because it was such a genuine, like the heartwarming moment to see Foley with that title and running around the ring and celebrating. DX was in the ring, and it was so just good. And it's just like it couldn't have happened to a better guy, And every time you have this thing, you get a chance to meet with Mick Foley or interact with him, like you just realize just how much more, just how much more genuine that was because that meant so much to him. So that's my main one is Foley winning the title on Raw. And then the other one I got to go with, because everybody's kind of given a couple. The other one I'm going to go with was when Chris Jericho debuted on Monday Night Raw in Chicago back in '99, and he went, he had the promo with The Rock and really held his own. I mean, everybody kind of figured it was him coming. He was going to be the Millennium Man, but just to be put in that position on your first night, having to go against arguably the best promo in the business at the time, and really holding your own, not a lot of people could have done that and stuff. So those are my two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to get a yeah.
Yeah.
And honorable mention to Scott Steiner walking to the ring with a live fucking tiger. I really thought about that one. I was like, that might be one of my moments right there where you're like,
well, that's
this
true.
shit may have gotten a little out of hand.
That was another shark jump right there, man.
Dude, talking about Steiner, I've been on some weird ass TikToks, and they've got one that tried to decipher Steiner's promos, and the guy's like, I have no fucking idea where he's trying to go with this, and it's just Steiner being Steiner. Well, that's why I'm gonna be the big bad booty daddy because I'm got the booties out there and the genetic freaks. And the guy's like, I have no idea what he's trying to connect it together. He's just hype, and people are happy to see him.
What kills me is he's still trying to say that he never used steroids. He only used Andro.
Yeah. Holla if you hear me.
Come on, dog.
He didn't use any steroids. He's the genetic freak. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
genetically built in a fucking veterinarian's lab that got stolen.
Like them fucking cows in Holland and shit. Like,
when the only supplements you take are in a little jar that has a picture of a husky on the side.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know how natural that is, Bubba.
Prescribed by a veterinarian in Mexico. The guy's upper body got so big that he literally had to start wrapping his ankles and knees because he can no longer carry the weight of his upper body.
Yeah, but we watched, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Actually, dude, I was never a big Scott Steiner fan, man.
You weren't one of the freaks out there?
I thought his brother was a way better wrestler. I really did like Rick a lot more.
Well, Scott had the juice, man. He had the juice.
Yeah, and years later, now who's the real asshole?
Right, for sure. I know, right? Like Scott was pretending, and it was really Rick, which sucks. But
yeah, low key, Rick is the fucking asshole of the family.
For sure.
Yeah.
Scott's like, nah, man, we're cool. That's just a gimmick, baby. Who knew? Who the fuck knew?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 yeahs in one sentence. That's too many yeahs, bro.
Yeah, no, I felt the first two. I don't know who did the third.
Yeah,
anyway.
I was wasting.
Let's get into a topic for the night, man. We've only got 30 more minutes here, bitches. Let's do this. Let's do it well. Bloodline.
My thoughts.
Animal.
Done.
We've got the Bloodline Civil War coming up, guys. It's a big deal that they're making in WWE. Also, if you believe the dirt sheets, there's another member of the Bloodline might be coming up soon too. Can't remember who Sonny is because Rikishi apparently popped out kids like they were nothing.
Motherfuckers have a handful, man.
Dude, he's it's a big dude to be throwing a lot of ass back there to get all these kids out.
Kishi's out there just fucking, bro. I mean, hey, good on him, bro. I think they all came out as wrestlers, bro. Like, what the fuck?
It's all the Samoans wrestle, man. That's all they do.
Straight up made his own faction. Was like, yo, it's good.
The real Bloodline. Get Rikishi's ahead of the table.
He was back there in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, like, yo, I got this idea. Yo, just hear me out on this. Hear me out on this, right?
Wait till you see my family, cuz.
Just sitting there with a couple cousins. He's like, all right, here, I'm gonna start this chain rolling. Need y'all to jump in. We'll get a fucking Roman out of it. We'll get fucking like, bro, like, you're good. Like,
look, you have one alpha, I have two. I have the twins. Who else is gonna put in here? Who else wants a kid?
Like a goddamn NBA draft, bro. Like, it's fucking.
It reminds me of like Madden when you do the draft. It's every generic person and it's all like the same fucking last name. Da 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 da. I don't know why. Da 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 da. Fatu. Like fuck.
Yo, right.
So I got a question for you guys. Based on what happened on SmackDown with Jay siding with his brother, if I'm gonna give you guys, I want to get you guys here real quick. I want to pick your brain. You got Roman Reigns as the champion right now. Out of these four guys, who is the one guy right now at this very moment you want to be the one that takes the title off of Roman? I'm going to give you four choices. Cody Rhodes.
Jesus, we need four fucking choices for this question?
Shut up and listen. Cody Rhodes.
How are we doing this shit
Jimmy,
for the next 15 fucking minutes, man?
Well, if you won't shut up and listen, then we can move on. Cody Rhodes. Jimmy.
I already moved on when you started talking about this ignorant shit. This is just a fucking, you know why they're, no, hold on, man, give me the, I'm taking 2 minutes to interrupt, and you three can fucking duke this bullshit out because I don't give a fuck. They're doing a bloodline civil war because they don't have anybody built up for fucking Roman.
Thank you.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
So all this shit's just a fucking jerk off. Proceed.
Okay. Are you good? Are you good?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So four choices. Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. If you could pick one of those four to take the title off Roman at this very moment, who would it be?
The Rock. I mean that honestly at Mania, like 2 years from now.
2 years from now.
Not Philly.
Not Philly.
Dude, the bloodline has become like the fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe, bro.
Oh,
we're only in fucking phase 2 right now. So everybody pump the goddamn brakes. Ain't nobody taking that fucking title. Nobody on that list is worth taking the title off of them.
We haven't seen them to beat Thanos yet.
The big thing is they started this stupid fucking thing, and you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna wrap up just like Brett and Owen did about 25 years ago. And they're all going to be back on the same team, sucking Roman's cock and keeping him with the belt. That's the way it's going to be. It's just rehash shit, dude. It's the same shit that they did with fucking the Hart Foundation. It's the exact same shit. We don't have nobody for Brett to wrestle, so let's put him with Owen. We'll have Owen wrestle and turn heel, and we'll do that shit until we can't get nothing out of it anymore. And then we'll hug and make up and be friends, and then they'll go on a tear as a heel faction again.
That's pretty fair.
It's just a Vince McMahon booking, dude. It's just a placekeeper.
Well, look, they booked themselves into a corner with it. That's just the truth. And I think we all agree on that, no matter what. So it doesn't even fucking matter at this point, really. To me, it doesn't matter who Who do you think can take the title? Because to be truthful with you, there isn't anybody. They made Roman to be the final boss, and they don't have the ability to make the next one.
Nope.
That is literally what is happening, and I agree with you 100%.
I can't disagree with that either.
You know,
they built this guy up so fucking much that there is anybody that takes the belt off him in the next anytime in the last year and for probably another year, it's going to be the shortest, weakest bullshit. Like ratings are going to drop, merch sales are going to drop, everything's going to drop because as soon as he drops those belts, man, he's going on hiatus. You know, he's taking a vacation.
He's
the guy's
taking
working
time off.
He's gone. Like he's doing. When you're the champ, you're not just wrestling and on the show every week or working whenever, however, whatever, but you're doing radio, you're doing TV, you're doing, Make a Wish, you're doing all that bullshit that he's got to do. So literally the biggest mistake or the biggest mistake, the only mistake they've made with this entire thing is they've let it go on for so long that there's no way to fucking successfully end it and keep the momentum going.
So, DDJ, what were you thinking on it?
For me right now, I mean, I think the Cody Rhodes thing, I think Cody's lost his mojo or whatever. Like, he's nowhere close to where he was at Mania when when arguably he should have won the title then. But right now, for me, this whole bloodline thing started with Jey Uso and it should end with him. I would like he'd be the one right now. If I had to pick a choice, I'd say Jey Uso.
I like it. Main event Jay. He kind of feels like he was the pin of the story, but I don't see it happening, dude. Ain't nobody beating fucking Roman.
No, I don't think it, but he would be like the one right now. If I had to say this is the guy I'd like to see just throwing Roman, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah.
Let's see, man. That's
And
you know what?
Just
we
real
didn't
quick,
talk about this
Sammy
last week.
in my opinion, Sammy was hotter than Cody going into Mania. Sammy. He was, dude. Sammy and that match he had in fucking Canada. I know, dude. I know who it is. I'm just saying, like, as hot as Sammy was, the two hottest people in the business at that time was Cody and Sammy was hotter.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate underdog, man. Look at that dude. Was he 160 pounds?
170, 180, yeah.
Just if there was anybody out there that they could have got behind as an underdog champion, a la Daniel Bryan, it was Sammy.
We haven't had the underdog champ in a while either since Daniel Bryan.
No, that's just not. That's because the big dog's been running shit for what 2-3 years now, man. I mean, he's
even before that.
We had Kofi.
Don't
give me that bullshit. Yeah. You're gonna tell me that Kofi is not wasn't an
no, it was.
No, he was.
It was the underdog story. That was our fault. Looky here, people, come in close. Get close with me here. The reason we're going through all this is because of you, the fans. All of us marks who pushed for Daniel Bryan, who pushed for Kofi Mania. When they got tired of listening to us, they said, "Fuck you! You're gonna fucking take the Roman dick like we want you to." This is our fault. Because they obviously didn't like the champions that we chose. So now we have to deal with who they're sticking with. That's the big dog dick, buddy.
This thing about wrestling. The fans really make it and the fans really ruin it.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
At least the ones that aren't smart enough to know what they're talking about.
That's right. God, we've got some smart people on this show. Gentlemen, I want to touch on something briefly before we go into our last little question before we hit final thoughts. Because we've got 15 minutes. I want to keep this at about an hour, guys. We don't want to go over for everybody. Yeah. Maybe a little bit, but not much. But
stop fucking vamping and go.
How about you kiss my ass, motherfucker? Goddamn Steve Jobs. Anyway.
Moose is already back there with his fucking human centipede face right there in your fucking...
CM Punk brings in.
Oh, look, DJ 2.0. Fucking hold your toy up to the screen.
No, dude. This don't have residual DNA or somebody's autograph on it. This is.
You
Probably won't either
slap the
because
ham in that
he
one?
doesn't sign very
No,
well.
I didn't slap a ham to it.
He held it well. Never mind.
It's
I'm not
not
gonna say
made
it.
it's not made it into my bed, which is where a lot of DDJ shit ends up, like underneath this pillow, so he can cup it at night.
No, it doesn't, because my wife wouldn't allow it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, buddy. Allegedly.
CM Punk coming back, man. Had a great first collision. Interrupted Dynamite with the "I'm not even supposed to be here" bullcrap.
Yeah.
Calling out his own main event match for next week's collision, or this week's collision, however the hell you want to say it. How are we feeling about Punk being back, real quick?
I fucking love it. I love it. I love the way he came in with the attitude. I love that he's unapologetic. I love that he's exactly who we want him to be. And that's the reason why people fucking, chime in and watch the guy, man. I mean,
they gravitate towards him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can say all the shit you want to say about the guy, his attitude or how he carries himself or whatever. But I mean, when he says, "Stop me when I'm telling lies."
And see, I want to kind of take a piggyback on that a little bit too. And you're right, Sean. You're right.
I got nothing, brother. I'm just
he told no lies during that promo. I'm gonna admit he told no lies. And one thing is I will always find myself to be more of a CM Punk guy because I've had more of it, experiences with him and things like that. And to me, I think he does love, his fans, the ones that actually respect and appreciate him and stuff. He's not the one of those ones that'll cater to everybody, but to the people he knows are like his big supporters. I think he's got their backs and stuff, and honestly, I feel he's actually more fan friendly than the Bucks and Kenny Omega. Why? Well, okay, Javon, yeah.
That's like the worst take you've ever
Kenny
had.
Omega and the Bucks are porcelain, bro.
Wait, no. All right. I'm gonna let me get ahead of this here, and then I'll let you say your response. How many times have you ever seen Kenny Omega and the Bucks go out into the arena before a show and take pictures?
He does it one fucking time, and he's Jesus.
Fans.
He does it every time, every
does
show.
It one time, and he's Jesus. Oh God! You guys said I'm sucking Moose off.
You're fucking Punk hate and your Omega fucking fandom.
You're just like CM Punk right.
Dude,
but it's
my
the
God,
truth.
you've been sucking Omega.
Hey, you ain't got no room to talk about gargling.
All right, ladies, calm down. I
So, Jovan, whose dick are you sucking tomorrow night? Who's
your Lord and Savior, CM Punk?
Whose dick are you sucking tomorrow night? Moose or is Kenny Omega?
Both
it's not
the
even
greatest wrestlers of all time. Go ahead, Joe.
It's not even a matter of like. I mean, like the point is valid though. Like Punk's more of a, hands-on fans type person than the Bucks
for those
Kenny.
7 years. What did you guys do for those 7 years when he was gone? Jesus Christ! Did y'all just wait in a closet hoping he'd come back?
I'll tell you what we did. We watched a bunch of pussy ass hair plug teenage boys fucking run around the country.
Punk is so great that he realized that wrestling wasn't where it was supposed to be.
Like,
hold on.
No. Omega, the Young Bucks, the entire time he was gone, they were like the biggest things ever. And as soon as he comes back, nobody's really giving a shit about him anymore.
Yeah, because I got it. You guys ever? I don't want to go there. This is too much trauma to bull out there. But anyways, everybody always loves the abuser. When Punk felt like he was just the wrestling world was too much, and he had given all he could, he needed to go away on a sabbatical. And the fans love him for it because he knew we got too much of him, so he pulled away. But now that he's back, we love him again, and he's doing it because he knows what we need.
For somebody who's like fucking 2% Jewish, you would think you'd be more in tune with somebody leading their people through the desert for fucking 40 years, you asshole.
Damn right,
I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, Javon.
He's abandoned
the point
for 7 fucking
years.
years.
It has nothing to do with fucking being a CM Punk fanboy or anything. The simple fact of the matter is this. Whether you like him or hate him, it doesn't fucking matter. And Cody was another one. Cody was the same way because Cody was out there every fucking show after the show what? And you know what? Because here's the thing: when I was in Philly, you know, the fucking Bucks, Kenny, everybody takes off real quick. You know who's out there staying with the last fucking fans to take pictures? It was fucking Cody.
Fucking Cody Rhodes. He did the same thing in Champaign and Chicago, man.
Yep. And Punk is the same way. If you're a fucking real Punk fan, he's going to be out there. He's going to stop and take fucking pictures and do all that shit. He's not. And don't give me the bullshit of other executives and this and that. Fuck all, dude. It's just the truth. Like you can hate him all you want for whatever fucking reason, and that is completely fine. I don't care, but you can't shit on him and say that he's not really about his fucking fans. And in comparison, when you look at how the Bucks and Kenny are, yeah, he's way more about his fucking fans than they are, in my opinion. You know? Remember, how about this? When the Bucks were putting a new fucking t-shirt up every week on PWTs, and Punk's taking shirts down. Was like, nah, just eliminate all the shirts. I just want one up. When that was fucking going on. But there's the Bucks every fucking week. They say something fucking they think is hilarious and cool on BTE, and now it's on a fucking shirt, and they're like, we have the #1 selling shirt again. Motherfucker, you got 600 of them. Like the law of averages is going to say, like, yeah, you probably sell more shirts than people because, like, dude, there's fucking sport teams that don't have as many fucking shirts with merchandising deals as those assholes do. What the fuck? You know? Come on. But yeah, he was real as fuck, and I liked it. I also liked the counterfeit Bucks line. That was just fucking real nice. That was some fucking old CM Punk shit right there. Like, all right, I'll just throw a jab out there. See how it lands. No big deal. He wasn't super offensive. He didn't come back talking shit. He came back the exact way I think they were hoping he was going to come. Well, at least Tony Khan was hoping he'd come back.
I'm just really interested in this week's episode of Collision because I want to see the reaction that Punk gets somewhere outside of Chicago because I think that's going to be real telling.
No, the Marks love him.
I actually think you're right there because I mean, for all the back and forth about all the shit that's going on, there are Omega and Bucks fans out there.
Yep.
That like Punk's gonna get booed in certain areas, and that's fine. But the difference between him and those fucking idiots is he ain't gonna be on after the Elite or after the show fucking documentary crying about, oh, I wish they wouldn't boo me anymore, because he don't give a fuck and he never did. And that's the difference. When you're a man, you fucking say what you mean. You walk, you talk, you carry yourself the way you carry yourself, and you don't fucking apologize for it. And you don't cry when people don't fucking give you the response that you want. That's the difference. He don't give a fuck whether he's loved or he's fucking hated. He don't care. And he never did. Well, that's the great thing about being a Punk fan. It's all in his name, dude. The dude is punk rock. And punk rock ain't for everybody.
You guys are so edgy. I love it. We're gonna.
No, hold on. Hold on. Sean, you made a really, really, really great fucking point about something here. He definitely. You hit the nail on the head. He doesn't give two flying fucks if you cheer or you boo. And what I always find interesting is this whole fucking brawl out situation up to now in Punk return, right?
Yeah.
It's always the same news. Sources close to the Bucks and Kenny and the Elite say they're this and they're that. But you know what the difference was? You could go on any of the fucking dirt sheets, on podcasts and all that stupid shit. And you got guys that work in various companies, WWE guys and everything. Like, yo, I love Punk. That's just how he is. Like, dude, that's his personality. He's not changing. He's not wavering. He had guys from other companies under contract elsewhere coming out being like, nah, man, like, Punk's my guy. He's a great dude.
Well,
like, they love him. And you don't hear that shit about Kenny. You don't hear that shit about the Bucks. All of it's internal. Because you know what? All the people that say that shit are there working at AEW, and they're not allowed to say that shit out in public.
And I think it was just recently come out. I think Jamie Hayter is a Punk advocate because she's one that was come out and recently said something like, "Oh yeah, you know, I go to Punk all the time," or you know, I've gone to Punk in the past and you know learned a lot like and stuff. So yeah, and again, I'm not saying that you know. That you know one side is you know right or whatever, but I mean it just seems to me like I don't think the Bucks and Kenny have done themselves any favors in all of this.
No, they haven't. And for my money, I'll say this too. and we can move on from it if you want.
Finally, thank God. Let's go.
Shut the fuck up.
You brought it up, fuck's sake.
Yeah, it was the topic.
I tried to cut the topic off 5 fucking minutes ago.
So you can fucking cry and bitch about it because you know how we all feel about CM Punk. You know what? The truth of the matter is this, though. Like, you know, when it comes to Punk, he's always going to do what he's going to do, and that's that. And you have a lot more people that come out and say, "Yeah, I go to Punk," and how open he is and how great he is about stuff. You really don't hear that about the Bucks, do you? Is that shit out there public? Do you got a lot of these young cats going like, "Yeah, I go to Punk, I ask some questions." You know, it really starts to make you think. For painting a picture of CM Punk as a guy who's really in it just for himself and doesn't care about the talent, doesn't care about people in the back, sure as shit seems the opposite way. And so who's the ones that's really saying that? Because a lot of these young wrestlers, like somebody like Jamie Hayter, just because you brought her up, like up and coming still, but an AEW champ. She's still in the mix. She's still one of the top of the women's division there. Yeah. For somebody like that to come up, she ain't saying that about Kenny and the Bucks. But they're trying to paint this picture. Everybody tries to paint this picture. CM Punk's only in it for himself, only gives a shit about himself. That's real fucking weird, man. So where's that coming from? Who's making that noise? Because that's the real telling thing there.
You're not reading articles. Sources close to Punk say.
Yeah, no.
All right. You know well, sources close to Shootin Shit. We're done. We're done with this.
Punk's the only one who does the talking, dude. You cut me off on the topic you brought up, dude.
Motherfuckers. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is keeping the shit rolling. You bitches are going all fucking out on Punk. Anyways, guys, before we hit final thoughts.
Why do you hate me, Joe Bond?
Before we hit final thoughts, shooters, I wanna let you know he did give me an ice cream bar. Fucking expensive ass the next night, but we did get the one free one. Anyway, guys,
those were some good ice cream bars too.
Before we hit the final thoughts, shooters, I want to let y'all know this. Forbidden Door 2's matches have been fully announced. MJF going against Hiroshi Tanahashi has been made official. The Suzuki Gods, which is Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Minoru Suzuki, take on Sting, Darby Allin, and a member to be announced. Then you have the Blackpool Combat Club going against Moxley, Yuta, Claudio, going against the Elite, Paige, Jackson, Bucks, Kingston, Ishii. It's going to be a good match. Punk going against Satoshi Kojima. It's actually a really good match. Owen Cassidy
Hart, first round Owen Hart tournament.
You've got Orange Cassidy going against Zack Sabre Jr., against Katori Shibata, going against Daniel Garcia for the AEW International Championship. If there was ever a time for Orange Cassidy to lose that fucking belt, it's in this match.
I don't think he loses it.
He probably won't. Tony Storm going against Willow Nightingale, and Adam Cole going against Tommy Lawler.
And then you also have in the pre-show Billy Starks against Athena in a first-round Owen Hart women's tournament match.
Fantastic. Nobody watches the pre-show, but that's the buy-in to fucking Forbidden Door 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally here to our final thoughts. Who wants to start us off?
All right, I'll go first. So, quick shout out. We're going to make our official predictions for the show as part of this competition on the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. So be on the lookout for that. And by the way, those nerds, they're going down.
Fucking nerds.
And that's all I got to say about that. But this past week was
sunny in the locker room, baby.
Oh my God! But you guys know, but a lot of people out there know, because I didn't put a lot of this stuff out on Facebook, that this last week has been a bit of probably one of the more challenging weeks I've had in a little while and stuff. And it's just because I've had various things happen. I was at the dentist last night, got a tooth pulled because I was experiencing some really bad toothaches and stuff. But then also too, my car decided to crap out on me while over at my cousin's house this past Friday night. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my Uncle Bobby, my Aunt Kathy. Oh, my camera fell. Hang on one second here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Thank you. Quick shout out to my Uncle Bobby, my Aunt Kathy, my cousins Steven, Julie, and Katie for being so helpful and helping me get through a little bit of a rough patch in the weekend. I had no way to get my wife and my cousin Jerry's daughter Katie home on Friday night. My Uncle Bobby stepped in and was like, "Here, take my car, go home, just bring it back in the morning and stuff." They made sure that I was able to get to my family reunion over the weekend. They recommended a dealer, a place to go take my car to get looked at. Fortunately, they couldn't help me, but I did get my car back and stuff. But if there's anything that I learned over the weekend is that, damn, I have an awesome family, because it's just so nice to know that, like, when you're down, like, you've got someone there that's going to help you get back up, whether it's your actual blood family or like my family here with these three guys. Like, I know these three guys got my back. I've got their backs, but man, I'll tell you what, man, family's a beautiful thing.
It's a hell of a point there.
And fuck the nerds.
Family's beautiful. Fuck the nerds. Great with the rap.
That was
Next.
very aggressive.
He's aggressive after he went nice.
Okay, you want to go rock, paper, scissors?
I don't give a fuck. Who's going? I'll go. You guys do whatever you want to do. Man, my final thought is fuck Major League Baseball. Fucking, there was no way that game was happening last night. There was no fucking way a game was happening last night. Oh, we stayed out late. We still stayed down there. We stayed at the stadium. We were at the fucking at Victory down at the Xfinity Live area, having a great time. But like, dude, don't wait till fucking 9 p.m. to postpone the goddamn game till September.
Damn.
Especially after all those drive-bys and shit going on in Philly while the game's going on.
Oh, who gives a fuck about that? But like, I mean, like, seriously, like, motherfuckers stayed open just for concessions and beer, knowing full goddamn well that rain wasn't going to let up. And it's not just the Phillies organization; it's every fucking team in Major League Baseball. They're going to try to
too. Yeah. Wrigley does it too, man.
Yeah, man. It's like, come the fuck on.
We have a roof.
That was some bullshit, but still a good time, even though you got no game out of it. And fuck it. So, looks like I'll be taking off in September for a fucking doubleheader they scheduled, boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Little fucking 105 start time for me. I'll be out there in the sun, so that'll be nice.
Get some brown on.
Yeah, I'll get some brown on. You get some. You got some brown on, bud.
Yeah.
Saw Moose sneaking around back there. Some brown crime happening there. I like that.
Sean, please go.
Javon.
Oh, you talking to me? I think it's awesome that Moose came to see you in Detroit.
God damn.
I think it's awesome that Moose came on you in Detroit.
Don't make the Punk fans unhappy. They come at you.
Dude.
Not as hard as Moose does.
Does he cup you under the face, or does he just grab you by the back of the head? Is that? No, this guy's got big hands.
He does got big. He got big hands. Does he make you wear the title belt, Javon?
Does he?
Does he?
All right. So,
fuck! I touched that thing too. God damn it!
It's okay. Oh no, I can't tell that one. Fuck. Go, Sean.
All right, so great week. I had a great weekend last weekend, man. We got to go down and see some friends and spend the and hang with them and spent the night down there and came back Saturday. We spent a lot of time in Champaign just hanging out, me and the wife. And then Sunday, obviously, was Father's Day, and I hope you guys all had great Father's Days and all the dads out there. I personally had an unbelievable Father's Day. We were out shooting baskets in the driveway when the kids came home, and got a big hug from my daughter, a big hug from my son. They both made me. What's really cool about our kids are they're really consistent about handmade cards and stuff. And my daughter, who is much like me in the sense of if there's shit going on, you're not going to know it unless she wants you to. When it comes to putting things to paper, she's way more comfortable doing that. So it was a good day. I got a new camera, which I've been wanting for a very, very long time. I got a nice, So when we go to these shows and stuff, I'm not trying to get pictures with fucking my cell phone. I can actually get some good shots. So I'm really excited about that. Nice. And when I seen the camera, I knew it was probably way more money than I wanted her to spend. And then Monday rolled around and she was like, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered you another Father's Day gift. It just came today. And if you guys remember our weekend in Chicago, one of the running jokes is I had an opportunity to buy a CM Punk Funko Pop, which has been discontinued. They quit making them in 2013. So they're pretty expensive to get, and that's why I keep showing it. And that's what I came home to Monday, still in the box, never been touched by human hands. And I've already got somebody offering me $300 for it. But that's staying in the collection, baby. That's not going nowhere. I'm going to get him to sign it, and then every time Jovan comes to visit me, I'm going to make sure that it's out on the coffee table so he has to look at it because his punk hate is so ridiculous. I don't know, man. Last weekend was pretty cool. I enjoyed watching Collision. For me, it was kind of cool to have wrestling on a Saturday night. It kind of took me back to as a kid watching TBS and Dusty and Magnum TA and the Road Warriors and the Horsemen and all that stuff. So Collision was the first and only show I've watched in 3 weeks. And it wasn't just because Punk came back, but that was probably a big part of it. But the fact that it was on Saturday night too was kind of cool. I don't know, man. There's so much stuff going on with wrestling right now, man. I hope you guys are taking advantage of it, because if you're not, then it's on you. Like I said, I hope everybody had a great Father's Day, and for all the dads out there that are working 2 jobs or doing whatever they got to do to hold it down and take care of things, man, just,
and not only
stay strong and stick with it.
And not only the dads, but the moms that are having to be dad out there as well too.
Dude, fuck that shit. I'm so sick of you guys giving mom credit on Father's Day. It's Father's Day. They get every other fucking day. Did you know that of all the holidays celebrated, Father's Day is the 20th most celebrated holiday?
I didn't realize there were 20 holidays.
Oh, yeah. Literally, Arbor Day has more people taking part than fucking Father's Day. Arbor Day.
You're shit.
Giving the mom. They got Mother's Day. They don't get 2. You're a single mom. I give you all the respect in the world. Love what you're doing. Kick ass. Proud of you, but you're not a father. You're not a man. You can't teach them how to be a man. So quit giving them credit for shit that they can't do. That'd be like me giving credit, raising a girl by myself and saying, well, on Mother's Day, we're going to give Sean credit because he's raising the girl. No, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just want them fed, safe, clothes on them, and they're taken care of and know that they can come to me with anything. Come on, man. You got to quit doing that shit. It irritates me when people do that shit. Giving moms credit. It's Father's Day, dude. We only get 1 day. Let us have it. We're trying to take it away from us, DDJ. Jesus.
I wasn't trying to take it away. Damn.
I'm completely fucking with you, dude. Just give your final thought.
He already did.
He did.
Hey,
That's what makes it so great. It's because he tried to cut in and you chopped his knees.
No, because I wanted to have a.
He's always interrupting me, man. Why does he? He never interrupts you.
Oh, he interrupts.
He's always interrupting me.
He interrupts everybody. It's what he does.
I guess it don't irritate me when he does it to you guys.
Well, of course, it's not going to irritate you when I do it to them. But I do have a question for you. What did you think of the choice of the song that they used for Collision?
Oh, I don't even know what the fuck it was. I don't.
Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting by Elton John.
Yeah, it is, guys. And this has been Shootin' Shit. God damn it.
Wait, Joey,
Attention wrestling fans and fans of Shootin' Shit podcasts. You can now be one of the cool kids by going to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy the official Shootin' Shit t-shirt. Buy it now and be there at ringside.
Be sure to check us out on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@SHOOTINGSHT. Find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/SHOOTINSHT. Check us out on TikTok at SHOOTINSHIT. And you can buy your official Shootin Shit shirt at www.prowrestlingtees.com/SHOOTINSHT. And thanks for watching.